Welcome back to ChuChu Rocket and all of its DLC levels, because it got a bunch. It got a surprising amount. There were 25 made by Sonic Team, and then 25 more that were only recently discovered in a, made by a magazine, I think, and found in a demo CD, basically. So I want to explore both of those, but before we get to it, I have some unfinished business to take care of. So, let me take care of my unfinished business. If you're watching the VOD in the future, just skip ahead. I should probably set this up so that it's split up into chapters. But in the meantime, I want to finish the puzzles that were all plaguing me last time that we played this. And finally finish it. Because here's what I did. I didn't look up the answers to these. I promise you that. I had to look up a hint for one of them, but I didn't look up the answers to any of them. I solved them on my own with the GBA version of the game, which I literally played all the way back up to where I was here, just so that on the GBA version I could go and solve them before the stream. And to prove it, I'm going to show my work. So, for this level, if you've never seen or played this game before, it is a puzzle game where you place arrows and have to get all the mice into the rockets before the cats get there. If we just do this, though, everybody sort of gets caught in the loop. So that doesn't work. In fact, what I learned when I was trying to figure out the solution to this on the GBA, this entire open section over here is basically a red herring. If you've never seen this game before, you don't know how much madness this level inspired in Sky. That's correct! This one drove me insane. All the 4 remaining ones drove me insane. I'm glad I was able to finally solve them. Let's talk through what that looks like. This entire area is just don't worry about it. Just forget it exists. We're going to look at this cat and these 2 cats around these 2 rockets with these 2 holes. So, if we just let it play, you can see these 2 cats go towards the holes and die. And then the cat gets into the rocket, which we don't want. So, what I thought of was maybe catching this cat into one of the holes. We can do this by putting a right arrow here. In normal circumstances, the mice coming around and hitting that right arrow would cause them to also go in the hole. But what cats do is that they eat arrows if they run directly into them, like so. 2 bites, they disappear. You'll notice our little friend here didn't get there in time before the arrows disappeared, though. Maybe we can buy a little time? Just barely missed it. Just barely. Luckily for us, we have 2 more arrows, and we can use that to, once again, buy just a little more time. And with that, the cats eat the arrows just in time, slip right in between the hole and the mice, and the mice can make it to the rocket. Christ alive. That one's rough. Speaking of rough, here is Empty. And this one, all of these drove me insane, but this one also drove me insane. So we have 6 down arrows for all of these cats. It's a lot to manage. If we let it run, the first one to eat a mouse is this one, so we're just going to place a down arrow here. And if we let it run again, the second one to eat a mouse is that one. So we place a down arrow here. And everything else just sort of extrapolates from that. We have a bunch of cats coming up around here. We have to sort of manage them, and all 3 of these cats sort of converge on this one point at the same time. You can see them become one cat up there at the top, which makes it especially hard to manage all of these. Like, you can do all of this, but then these 2 cats are ahead of you, going into the rocket, and so you end up running into the back of them. Another thing that happens is that, even if we made it all the way around, this arrow would have disappeared by the time that the mice get to it, because the cat bounces off it, eats it, twice, and then ends up about here when the mice get to it. So what I was doing last time was I was putting the arrow up here. And that buys just a little more time. Well, it turns out all of the arrows need to go on this row and not the one below it. And that was the thing I was missing, because all of these cats that end up in front of the arrows, right? In front of the mice, right? And we run into the back of them. This arrow survives just long enough. Hello? No, it's not that one, it's this one. That's it. These two arrows here survive just long enough that the cat in the front here ends up getting caught by it. And that's the one thing I was doing wrong the whole time last time, was that I just had them on the wrong row. Because I was trying to avoid them picking up the mice, but that also meant they didn't pick up the cats. So I needed them to pick up the cats. Fucking crazy. Here's another one that drove me insane last time. This is another one of the ones that we couldn't figure out. The closest I got when I was doing my... These solutions are so non-obvious, aren't they? Aren't they? The closest I got with this one when I was testing it out on the GBA was basically to do this. So mice turn clockwise when they hit a wall, right? So when you go up on this one, turns clockwise over to here. If we let it run, the cat on the inner circle here ends up making it to the left arrow before the mouse does. But this is the closest I could get it. I tried every other configuration I could think of. There's no real way to get the mouse in there without running into one of the cats along the way. And so my idea was to do something else. Imagine if you could get all three of the cats looping around on the inside, and the mouse doesn't have to worry about them at all. You could even have them get inside and eat the arrows so that the mouse can make it to the rocket. And so that's what I did. This cat ends up going down through here to reach the inner circle, along with this one, which we just saw. And then, of course, this one was always in there. And these two arrows in this configuration buy just enough time for all three cats to get in and for the mouse to slip right by. Christ all fucking mighty. And then we come to this. This is the stage I had to look up a hint for, because I tried literally everything I could think of. Let me show you what I was thinking initially. So, you can sort of see, if you look close, all of these mice are converging on a single point in basically all of these little squares. So, I'm just gonna... I have this half memorized, so I'm just gonna dial it in real quick. What happens here with these arrows I just placed is that these three mice end up on this arrow and go towards the center. And if you watch this play out, they sort of end up in two groups. Both of those two groups slip through the cats. But we end up with this group that we can't figure out how to get out. I tried everything I could think of. I tried this, which most of the mice sort of end up in the right places anyway, except for one, which ends up getting eaten by the cats. And no matter what you do over here, you are one arrow short, and it's enormously frustrating. And it turns out that's on purpose, because they were trying to trap you into a bit of logic that doesn't fucking work. What the solution actually wants you to do is trap the cats. Then all we need to do is get the mice in before this cat reaches this rocket. It's a timer, basically. But if we trap the cats like this, they are trapped here forever. That thing I was telling you about eating arrows, it only happens if they eat the arrow head on. If you tell them to turn into a wall to turn around, that doesn't count as eating the arrow. So they just get stuck here forever. Literally ever. Which, I knew that was a thing, I just didn't think to use it on this puzzle. And then everything else, it just involves making sure these mice get to the rocket in time. We're still one short. Like that. Just barely, too. And the solution is to wrangle all of these mice with these few arrows. It's just a question of exactly how to do it. If I recall correctly, I need one of the up arrows here. one of the down arrows here. And an up arrow here, I think. Does that ever get everybody in time? No, we're missing just one. And I think that just one is... which one? No, that guy actually makes it in time. So which one is it? Oh, it's these. In fact, I think we can put this arrow up here, because this group would converge on this spot, right? Well, they turn clockwise, which means they go up to this arrow anyway. So if we aim it up here at this up arrow, they should all get there in time. Yep, that's it. And so it's not on the grid at all. It's completely non-obvious. The obvious solution is a trap. And they want you to do that instead. Fucking crazy shit. Anyway, that's all the puzzles in ChuChu Rocket for real in the base game. God, those last ones get a lot harder than even I remembered. I think this game kind of informed my puzzle design in a lot of ways, insofar as the game makes use of its own edge cases. You could see me talking about the fact that, like, oh, cats will eat the arrows if they hit them head on, but not if you do this and make them get stuck forever. I think those kinds of edge cases are really cool, but I also think that they are non-intuitive for a lot of players. You can kind of learn them if you spend a lot of time with this game, and I did, which is how I ended up solving all the other ones too. It's just that it doesn't make for an amazing puzzle experience when it is not intuitive at all to figure out. Unfortunately, I didn't know that when I designed certain puzzle things such as my Mario map pack Gravitas, which is one where you can't jump. There are a lot of edge cases in the way that not jumping is set up to work, and I designed a lot of puzzles around those edge cases, hoping that the player would figure it out in exactly the same way that ChuChu Rocket does it. I don't think I realized before I revisited this game that I had taken so many cues from it like that, even down to the point of using edge cases in your puzzles. It's very weird and bizarre, but very cool nonetheless, and I like that they were able to take their engine and push it to its extremes, if nothing else. You can now select a different kind of ChuChu, basically. They have different skins that you can turn the cats and mice into, which is really cool. We will not be looking at those today. Instead, what we will be looking at is the DLC puzzles. We're finally here. It's time for the DLC puzzles. This first pack that we're doing was officially released by Sonic Team and pretty well documented and preserved at this point. I've still never seen them, though. I didn't have internet in 2000, 2001 when these were released, so I've never seen these puzzles before, unless they were included in the GBA version and I just didn't know. Then there's a second DLC pack that we'll be looking at today, which was only found recently, late 2024, I want to say? And it was part of a magazine promotion, and only found recently because it wasn't specifically Sega. So, I think it's kind of neat that so many of them survived. But I've never seen these before, and so we're going to be solving them completely on the fly, and that means, making sure mice don't fall into holes. So all of these mice on the outer edges are going to make it into the rocket, it looks like. I don't know what the names of these are, by the way. They're all Japanese. All of these DLC were Japanese, so not going to be able to read the name, sorry. All I can see is 337? Whatever. So to keep the mice from falling into this hole, we do this. I see another set is going to fall into a hole there. And it looks like all the other mice are just going to sort of resolve themselves. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god. Literally, the beat of the solution is 3 mice, 7 mice. Holy shit! That's cute. I like it. Is this a guy? Is this a guy? This is his hat. And that's his eye. And it's side profile. This is his ear. Oh, I love it. I love it! Looks like all the cats are stuck in the hat, though. And it looks like all the mice end up resolving towards this one spot, and we can get them all in, like so. That was not hard at all. What the mice? True. So we have... 3 sets of mice here. So something to point out in these last couple of puzzles. You can see that there are no walls on the edges of this. What am I supposed to do here? You can see that there are no walls on the edges of this puzzle, and that means the cats and the mice all wrap around the edge. Which is not a mechanic that was actually used in the main 100 puzzles, which I find interesting. But it's something that you can add to any of your edited puzzles. So I find it neat that there were, even with all the edge cases and shit we were talking about earlier, there's mechanics that just straight up go unused in the main puzzles. Anyway, where do we begin with this one? If we redirect the mice, they're not going to make it to the rocket. We don't have any left or right arrows. Meaning we kind of have to make this... like this, maybe? No, because the cat goes down around and ends up eating the mouse there. Huh. If I could send these down, they would turn right. But that would be on this column only, and these two are past it. I just need to stop this cat. I feel like this should be really obvious, but it isn't at all. Like, I could do this, but that accomplishes nothing, really. Those go backwards. Huh. Very weird. Very, very weird. What do we do with you, buddy? I could do that, but no. And like I said, I could do that, but that doesn't seem right. Because then it just gets eaten. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. End up wrapping all the way around and ending up going into the rocket anyway with just these couple of walls. That's wild. But we have to let them go all the way around, which is tough. And when these come through here, they end up getting eaten by these cats after they wrap all the way around. Meaning... what does that mean exactly? These cats won't get out of this row until... these mice won't get out of this row unless we redirect them. These mice will end up in the rocket no matter what, but these two cats will end up getting to them. This guy needs an arrow or he's gonna run into these mice. And these can't be redirected or they're gonna end up in this column and we can't get them out. This solution is so close already. I'm wondering what I'm missing. Putting the arrow any further down means we're gonna get eaten by the cats. Putting this arrow any further up means we're going to miss... oh my. Never mind. Only that last mouse was getting eaten by a cat. So that was the only one that needed to be redirected and all the other ones were fine. Crazy. Crazy! And what is this, pray tell? So, the mouse is on a fixed timer to come all the way down here, and the cat is already ahead of it, and what we need to do is delay the inevitable. And also, make sure the cat eats the arrow completely before the mouse comes in and gets stuck on it. I think that's as short as it needs to be. Nope, it needs to be one past. So right here, I think, is the solution. Bingo. Snuck right in. Oh dear lord, what am I looking at? I know what I'm looking at. Okay, so, there's this funny thing about wrapping around, where if you wrap around with the right timing, the mouse and the cat don't end up eating each other. They just pass through each other. We need to do that on purpose. This game's fucking ridiculous. Okay, so on these inside ones, we just need to stop the cats so that the mice can get out? Yeah, they get out, they turn clockwise, they go down to the rocket like this. For these here, we need to get out behind the cats, which means we need to take advantage of the invulnerability window passing through the... Oh my god. I bet it's just this. No, it's not. It's a little mistimed, and this is unnecessary. So goddamn close. Okay, so this. Wait, no. That one's in the right place. It's this one, and then, like so. They took advantage of the fucking invulnerability window. Are you kidding me? I bet the name of this is something like The Gang Returns Again. Because the Gang of Cats is a recurring element of puzzles in the main set. That's evil, that's actually fucked up. How are you going to do all of these? I'm simply better. I hope. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing immediately is that the mice are going to go faster than the cats, and that means they're going to run into the cats' butts around here. You need to either stagger the mice or stagger the cats or both. Because, like, if I just do this, they're going to get eaten by the back squad. This one might actually get out. Yes, it does. So this one's fine just with an up arrow here. This one's safe. This guy's not safe because he has a wall in the way. Fucked up in evil moments. That's probably buying enough time. This guy, though... Oh, Jesus Christ. The problem is I don't have enough time to, like, delay the cat. I could go down here, but... Hey, wait a sec. Hey, wait a sec. I think we're onto something, boss. Oh, that's so close! So close! That delays the cat just long enough, but then these two mice are on the way to the arrow, which is not what we want. Oh, so close! Everybody else makes it just fine, except for those two. We almost have it. Tuffy. If I could put this arrow behind the wall here, that'd be one thing, but I can't do that because it's too soon. The cat will end up going up here, turning clockwise directly into the rocket, and we just lose immediately. So it can't be there. The problem is it can't be this line either, because, well, it can't be any line. Motherfucker. It could be here, but that's on top of a cat. It was significantly better timed when the arrow was here. Okay, remind me why I needed this one again. It's because this guy's gonna run into a wall, yes? Yes. Theoretically, I could sneak him out with a right arrow, but we don't have one. Could also do that, which is perfectly fine. So really, the up arrow could be anywhere along here, practically. Close but no cigar. What am I missing? Is there anything redundant here? This is needed in order to sneak this guy out from behind this guy. This is needed in order to sneak this guy out from behind this guy. This is needed for the wall. This is needed for the cat. It is needed for the cat, right? No. I don't need to move the cat at all, I just need to move the mouse that it would eat out of the way. And that's that. Christ, these are crazy. You've got to be shitting me. Okay, so what we're looking at here, fucking sucks. So, the only arrow that can get these mice out of here is a right arrow. I'm reasonably certain that's the case. These left arrows are primarily going to be used to delay the cats from reaching the rockets. And then we only have so much time with which to get the mice to a rocket. Any of them. There's actually only two we can reach. It's this one, and this one, which we can reach by going up from here. If we don't do anything, though, the mice are just gonna go endlessly around this fucking long-ass spiral. And we lose. So we need some way of getting out as soon as humanly possible, and getting all the mice in before the cats can make it. We can start by just experimenting with this, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. It's not. You've got to be shitting me. Really, putting the arrow anywhere along here is not fast enough. It's the same amount of squares traveled. What we need is to get up into here by any means necessary, practically. If we remove even one of these left arrows, we may not have enough time. We'd have to be really smart about removing a left arrow if needed. But this is the fastest way by far to get into a rocket. Otherwise, we kind of have to go the long way around to reach this one. And speaking of going a long way around, we don't even reach that arrow like this. Huh. I mean, I could try removing a left arrow and doing this, but that seems like just as long way around as anything else. Actually, it gets kind of close. It would be enough if it wasn't removing the extra time from this row of cats. Bah. I don't have a down arrow, so I can't just make them turn on the spot. An up arrow would make them go up into this wall and then turn clockwise to the right, which does nothing. A right arrow would make them go forward, obviously. An up arrow would make them go forward. We don't have a down arrow. The only thing we have is lefts. And boy, do we have a lot of them. I can use 2 left arrows if I know exactly what I'm doing with them. And I might have just the thing. God damn it! That was so close! I wouldn't be able to use the left arrow to get up here, would I? I don't think I can. I don't see... Yeah, I would not be able to use a left arrow to get in here. Anytime you hit this wall on the right, you're going to turn clockwise, which means you go down. So this up arrow is necessary to get in here like this. This doesn't seem right. This seems like it's gonna give me less time. It does. Okay. I could remove 1 left arrow from either of these if I thought there was a smart way of getting all of the mice in time. And I truly believe that there is if I do this, which will redirect half of the mice. Nope, that's... No, shit. What about this? These puzzles suck. Thank you, Sonic Team, for providing me with endless entertainment. Okay, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. One of the mice is just gonna go straight into a rocket. This guy is saved forever. We don't have to do anything with him. This guy, on the other hand... This is gonna suck a little bit. The only thing I can think of is putting an up here so that we don't turn clockwise into the hole. That'll turn us clockwise towards this other hole. A left arrow would get us out of there. What on God's green earth am I doing? Is this enough? No. It's kind of close. This guy is saved forever. The mouse found Jesus Christ. This mouse has found salvation, and you can too. Get into the rocket and be raptured with the rest of us. You know, I'm actually so goddamn close. Yeah, it does have to be the specific way that I had it. I don't have a... Wait. That's to get me in. Unfortunately, that also gets that guy in, which we're trying to avoid. But if I do this... Bad. This sucks. Does anyone else think this sucks? This poor guy in the bottom left is just having a bad day. I mean, look, we could redirect our strategy here. We don't have to go to this rocket. We could go to this other one, surrounded by cats and holes, in a place that we can barely fucking reach. Sarcasm, in case you couldn't tell. This cat right here. This motherfucker. This is the guy I'm most worried about. Because if I don't do anything about him, he'll go this way, towards this arrow, and go down directly into my rocket. But if I place an arrow here to push him out of the way, my mouse comes up here and it hits the arrow anyway. The cat only eats it once. Mother of goddamn fuck. Like, really? That's not what I want. I pretty specifically want this. I'm not getting there in time. This cat's going to reach it anyway. That's part of the problem here. I could go the long way around the back. Might kind of be my only option, actually. I don't like that this is open. I have a feeling we're going to need to do some shenanigans. Wish I had left, right to work with. I have that. I don't have a left anywhere. Because both of my lefts are being used for... I could do that instead. No, that doesn't work. Oh my god. But then I can't get in. Well. Well. It's all cat management at this point. I get the mouse out, it can go around the long way, if I can just manage the cats perfectly. Notice the word I said is perfectly. Ideally, I want the cats to not be ahead of the mouse here. We want the mouse to be able to get out faster than the cats can get in. mouse is here just to torment me. I can't do anything funny with the cat in this column, specifically because the mouse is here. And if I do anything funny with the cat, then the mouse does not make it to the rocket. Anguish and misery. Now, if it wasn't for all the anguish and misery, I really could just sneak this mouse into this little side hole and not have to go the long way around. Unfortunately, I kind of have to go the long way around. I think. To be honest, I don't know much of anything right now. What I do know is I'm not getting the mouse through here before this cat, specifically, makes it to him. And that's very frustrating. Hey, wait a sec. Gotcha, bitch! Gotcha, bitch! Okay, so we only need to take care of this cat now, who sneaks in here early. What do I have the feeling is gonna involve some funny shenanigans? I just noticed something, actually. I just noticed this cat is actually trapped in a wall and doesn't actually get out. He just sort of... spin! Okay, so an important part of this 2x2 is that I actually don't have any arrows left that can help. Oh, what am I saying? Of course I have an arrow left that can help. There's just not enough time. Oh god, there's not enough time! And it's so close, too. It's so close. Motherfucker. We are genuinely so close right now. Ah! Cat management. Endless trash. Nope, he still keeps going forward the same way. Ugh! Ugh! Can't do this to me. Ha-ha! I had to stick him in that little side pocket with the spinny cat. Chat, does anyone notice something funny about this one? It does say part 2, doesn't it? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm short a left arrow? What do you goddamn mean I'm short a left arrow? Can't use that. I have that little time, which means it doesn't really matter. Huh? Well, this sucks. Well, this sucks! Now I got 3 timers. You know, at this point, it's very possible that the rocket that's down on the bottom is easier to reach. Very extremely possible. In fact, it comes that close, but then I can't do anything about this timer over here. I have up and left arrows, and both of them do the same thing. That just means my goal is to make them go down anyway, right? By any means possible, right? That can't be too hard, right? It's literally not too hard. But do I have enough time? No. Me, oh my. Face says, is it bad that when you asked if we noticed anything funny, I instantly started trying to figure out if this is a loss? It's the loss of my sanity. Does that count for something? Well, I could do this thing that we did last time, which sort of makes the trail of mice smaller, but doesn't get me any closer to the rocket any faster. You really gotta be shitting me right now. Is there a faster way to get moving to the right from here? There's gotta be. But this is the only one I see. This sucks. ChuChu Rocket for sickos as if it wasn't already. Now, I need to put up a little disclaimer at this point, which is that last time I said I was going to finish all the puzzles, and I did, all the main puzzles, I am not making that same promise here. I may not solve all of these. I will try. Very, very hard. I will try very hard, but I may not do it. So just keep that in mind for me. Like, there is so much going on in this one. I don't even know where to begin. This does not buy enough time before the cats just immediately eviscerate everything. The faster way would be to get down here. And I don't have much with which to do it. In fact, I kind of have things that are the opposite of that would help me. That was words. You know what words is. My God. Who thought this was a good idea? Really? The one thing I can come up with is that there was a wall right here in part 1, and this wall is not there in part 2. Unfortunately, this doesn't help me with much of anything right now. The keyword being right now. There could very well be something useful for this, but I don't know what it is. Like, I could do that. It takes too long, but I could do something like that. Hey, wait a second. Sorry, I'm just processing what exactly this means for this. Oh my god. Yeah, those end up at the same time for the same reason. Unless I do, like, this, which I don't think helps. Nope, that just makes it faster. This is the only thing that prevents these timers from going off too soon. But then I don't make it to the rocket in time. I'm an arrow short. The down arrow would be really useful here. Unfortunately, I don't have access to it because I need to delay this clock. I have to turn into this corner. To be able to go down at all? Does that seem right? That doesn't seem right. I could also turn right into here, but we don't have a right with which to do so. And this was the closest we got, which involves making too many loops around the spiral. It's so close, though. It really is so close. Not close enough. Then it just goes this way. This is also not fast enough, as previously proven. And will continue to not be because this timer is too short. This is our real bottleneck. The rest of it is just, bullshit. I know we've tried this already, I just need to see it again. Watch as all my hope slips through my fingers. This gets so close. It still wouldn't be close enough even if I had the extra left arrow to put right here. To collapse the back of the mouse trail. Dastardly. Devious. Goddamn hellish. Many possible avenues to explore. And all of them lead to suffering and anguish. I'm just not seeing much else, is the thing. It's either a short loop back to this rocket, or the shortest possible loop back to this rocket, which isn't fast enough. These timers are as delayed as they can be. This one sucks. This one sucks shit. This right arrow is required to get out of here. And as long as this right arrow is required to get out of here, this down arrow is required to keep the cats away from the rocket for just long enough, but it's not long enough. We only get the one up arrow. It appears we get an extra left arrow, oddly enough. So we've essentially narrowed down our solution to just these two arrows, if I'm reading this puzzle correctly. I mean, I suppose I could do this. Huh. Not fast enough. Damn. I mean, I could shorten it. Die! Both the left arrow and the up arrow that I have just make this inevitably end sooner. This sucks, man. I like hearing the Dreamcast click anytime the music loops. I really just don't see anything else right now. I think we may need to come back to this one. Because my brain is not lubricated enough for this. We're gonna just have to come back to this one and see if we can get to it again. Let's try the next one. What on God's green earth? Whee! Yippee! So this is a start. But this isn't going to be fast enough. Nope. Also not fast enough. Bizarre little puzzle. It's really just these two rows that I have to worry about now. And that doesn't quite do it. Hey, wait a sec. Did you see that break? In the mice? Holy fucking shit. Now what? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. This is crazy! It's using the gap around the wraparound as part of avoiding the cats. Parallel lines never intersect, as they say. Yeah, basically! What the fuck? That's so close, too. What is going on with this one? Okay, I need to stop and go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Promise. I'm back. Hope y'all didn't miss me too much. Okay, so let's see this rundown again. The gaps that are caused by the mice wrapping around the screen, even though it looks totally full, are the way that they get through the cats. Based on the timing. That's... oh my god. That doesn't work, because it's too... I wish I knew what line of mice it was that was doing the having this problem. I'm going to watch rather closely. Is that one mouse right there, which is this mouse right here. Damn it! One step too far. Oh, wait. Duh. But then I don't have a down arrow for the... Okay, crazy idea. What if I alternate? How would I alternate? That's the next question. Well, that's really close. Quite honestly, that is inordinately close. We could try not alternating at that point. Alternate there instead, which also gets close. Could also try it the way we had it. Which is one mouse off. Like, you've gotta be shitting me, right? You know, in all my time of playing this game, I've never seen a puzzle like this. I think I liked that about all of these Sonic Team DLC puzzles. They're really brain-bending. They're kind of sicko mode. And they really push the mechanics of the game to its limits, so props for that. God, my brain hurts. I mean, I suppose I could another thing I could do is this instead. I don't think this is gonna work. It was worth a shot. I don't know why, but I get the distinct impression that the crossovers only work either at the very top or very bottom of the field. It's possible that doesn't have to be the case, but I have yet to see a case that actually works out if you do it like that. The very middle also works. Okay. We're getting somewhere. The very middle also works for only for one row. That doesn't work. This does, though, I think. Yeah. This does? Yes. It's only these back two rows that have a problem. They just need to cross over at a smarter time. A smarter time. And that's not a smarter time. When is the smartest time? That is the question. One off. Not all the mice make it if you do it anywhere else other than mid, top, bottom. I think if we do this, this also works. It does. Just barely. So then we have this to work with. Which I believe we've already tried, yep. This sucks! This sucks! Mid doesn't work if you do more than one column at a time. We only have the two down arrows, though. This is the closest it comes, and one single mouse gets eaten. And it drives me off the fucking wall. Nope, because that misaligns it. You fucking bitch. Such a simple puzzle on the surface, too. Such a simple puzzle. Harmony says, this is all my fault, by the way. I figured out how to burn this DLC to a disc and transfer it to a VMU with another burnt disc. It was nuts, and I did it all for this suffering, so I hope you're happy with me. Oh, I'm very happy with you, Harmony. Thank you for all that effort. I really should have shouted you at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, Harmony was the reason this is able to happen. We figured out how to get DLC onto a Dreamcast without an internet connection, because we don't have one for our Dreamcast yet. So, thank you for going crazy, going stupid, going insane with it. So that I could go crazy, go stupid, go insane live on stream. Genuinely, thank you. Also, shoutouts to Printy of Time for telling me that some extra DLC had been found in the first place. I hadn't been made aware, and so when he told me, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to stream these DLC levels, aren't I? We haven't even made it to the second set that was just recently found either. We've been streaming for an hour and a half, and it's been 10 puzzles in. Harmony doing wonderful things for the pain and suffering fandom. She loves helping me suffer. What can I say? We'll come back to that one, too. What on God's green earth is going on here? No, like, I actually don't know what I'm looking at. There's too much happening. This mouse can go across here and down into this little cubby hole where we could do that. But we gotta keep the cat from getting in there. The cat. Okay, that's something. Hey. It seems like the mice will just make it to the rocket eventually on their own. Unfortunately, the keyword is eventually, because this mouse will wrap around, go down here, turn clockwise, rotate around this way, and then bounce off of this U-turn, and have to go all the way back, which sucks. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I could send this mouse back up through here instead, and both of them could end up going down through here, which still takes forever, and I still need to manage that damn cat! This is the closest I got. And still not enough time, because both of the cats make it to the end by then anyway. Do that. This guy's just gonna turn clockwise at this point, which is frustrating as hell. If I tell it to go up, it'll turn right into the fucking U-turn, so that doesn't help. Yes, I do ever so love some pain and suffering. I could try to sneak this guy in through a different way. Bah. This puzzle has way too much going on. Swear to God. way too much going on. The fact that I only have 2 arrows to work with, too, is concerning. That's putting it mildly, to be quite frank. I can really only get one of them in by manipulating this cat. The other one will not make it and must be dealt with. Must be dealt with. My brain fucking hurts doing these. Down could work there. Up could work here. It's not fast enough. It's fast enough for this mouse, but not for this one. What the hell is this game doing to me? It is doing some kind of Cocomelon shit to me. How do I get you to turn? If I had another up arrow, I could do that. But that's still not fast enough. That's the only one that's fast enough to get in. And then... Then what? That seems like a trap. Not fast enough. That's right. Kind of need this in order to manipulate the cat. And then... I'm going to trap the mouse forever. Nothing bad can ever happen. God damn it. God damn it. And they're trapped forever! Like, really? The down will get the mouse out of here early, but then I can't do anything about the cat. Wow. It feels a lot like we don't really have to worry about this cat. Like, he's the latest to get into the rocket. He doesn't really go along any of the paths that the mouse goes. Or that I would want the mouse to go. So I think we can kind of leave him alone. He's basically our timer. This doesn't work, because this cat gets there too fast. This doesn't work, because he'll eat the mice that are coming towards the rocket from this wraparound. This doesn't work because it puts me directly in the way of this cat and also just takes longer. Like, we're spending a down arrow just to take longer than if I had put it here. The up arrow also doesn't work for this because it takes way too long. I mean, I could try it. But that happens. But if I let the mouse go down in here, it takes too long because it ends up at this U-turn. At this dead end. What on earth? What other kinds of whack-ass manipulation can I do here? Quick U-turn here just puts me into the U-turn, so we don't want that. Can get stuck in this little cubby hole. Could do this to have the mouse stuck here forever. This to turn around and get stuck. This to get stuck with this cat over here. This ends up behind this cat where we'll run into his tail and die. But just letting the mouse go will end up in this corner where everything sucks. If I go up here, I'm stuck here, unfortunately. If I do this, I'm stuck here. This doesn't help. We've tried it, the cat gets there too fast. This is basically necessary to get the mouse in here in a timely manner. There is really, quite honestly, no other way to get into the rocket fast enough. Piss-ass bullshit. For the third stage in a row, we're going to move on. Oh my god. It says miles tails per hour. Love that. What do we do about it? Bunch of the mice converge on this line, which doesn't seem to do much. You can go down into the rocket from there, but there's cats in the way. Can do that to get down to this line. And then what? From this line, we can suffer. That doesn't seem to help much. Who's getting stuck over there? Is this guy? This guy who keeps ending up over here like that? It's just to hold this cat in place, isn't it? do that instead. As for you... Bah. Bah, I say. Bah! Well, this sucks. This is not as bad as the other puzzles. It's more of a maze than it is anything else. I'm just struggling to visualize how exactly the maze comes together, I guess. Like, if I do that, that's no bueno. Do that. I think this could converge 3 of the mice on this point. And then I just have to worry about this one. Nah, that wasn't bad at all. Okay, we've made some success in the last hour. Okay. Never mind, no more success. What? What do you want me to do? So these guys have the benefit of turning clockwise. I don't have a left arrow. I only have a right arrow. Going to do this, it needs to be faster than that. If I'm going to do this, it needs to be faster than that, apparently. That's not going to suddenly become faster. Oh my god. That doesn't help. This is so close. It's you that's the problem? That's weird. I thought it was you that's the problem. Apparently, you're not a problem at all, but you are. I believe that is once again the case. Though it's hard to tell with the way they sort of converge on each other. Problem is, I can't put the right arrow here because... But I can do that. This game's ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous! Behold! Watch as they go! Nowhere! So this line here... Okay, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere. Where else? This is a fucking mess. This is a fucking mess. Well, I'm missing this entire group of bullshit. Several entire groups of bullshit, actually. Yeah, that doesn't really help much. I see them pass through here, which means we could do that. I mean, watching them flit around is fun, but making sense of it is another thing entirely. I feel like I'm playing that one Mario 64 DS minigame where all the character heads are sort of circling around and you have to find the one. You have to find Luigi. And I'm just not sure which of these mice is going to be the most efficient to move. It's just so confusing. Something tells me that's the most efficient way to start, though. Well, that didn't help as much as I hoped it would. Something tells me this is the most efficient starter, in any case. How exactly they progress from there, that's a different question entirely. I feel like I'm missing something extremely important here. Like, I have one remaining arrow to get all of them. I don't think that's how this works. This is an accurate representation of my brain. Hi, Prinny! Welcome to the DLC stream that you helped figure out how to make working. This is the Sonic Team set. We'll get to the one that was found recently later. Sonic Team are fucking bastards. I don't know if you know, but all of these puzzles so far have been ridiculous. This is one of the tamer ones, if you can believe that. At least Tails was here. That's true. Miles Tails Prower was here. There's a fair few of them that pass through here, but... I sort of have to converge all of these different pathways of mices to one place. Much harder than it sounds, I'm sure you can guess. Oh, that was pretty good, that was pretty good. Well, here. Not great. Aha! I've got you now, you fucking bastards. Okay, so those two up in the top right are load-bearing. That takes care of a large portion of the mice, as you can tell. I want to know how few this takes care of. That's not it. Huh. Are there other convergences of bullshit that we could use? Yes. That doesn't seem to help. That just sort of gets them stuck in a new loop, doesn't it? We already know that a large portion of these are stuck in a loop. Not quite it. Oh my god. The turbo mouse loop! Spin. You know, is this one even helping? That one seems to be doing all the load-bearing work over there. And then this one... I'm identifying 3 loops. I'm identifying 3 loops. Oh god. Oh, so close. Lol. The fact that this one doesn't converge at, like, here gives me pause. Yeah, that's not it. It's so close. Chat, it's so close. How much more painfully close could it possibly get? This one sticks them in a loop, which is not what we want. Successfully redirects a handful of them. This is not load-bearing. Not quite. Swear I can figure this out. This game is like half the reason that I like my gay and stupid mazes. Oh, whoops. Is that it? Is that? No, 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 no. This is it. This is it, chat. Final 2 loops. They even converge in roughly the same place. We got it! We got it! In there! Alright! What the fuck? I don't like this game anymore. What the fuck? How's your timing? Bad, thanks! Ask me again in 12 business days! Okay, one. Things this game does to me. The things this game does to me. Needs to take longer, not... That doesn't buy enough time. Ugh! Well, hold on. Let's see if we can even get this mouse in. This mouse on the top left. Like, we could probably pull it off, yeah? Let's just give it a shot here. See what it takes. In fact, it's kind of looking like we have a lot of wiggle room. Like that. Which means all we have to work with now, we've narrowed it down. We've gotten everything figured out. We just have the one-up arrow. Surely this can't be too hard. Surely! Surely this can't be too hard! Let's go! What is wrong with Sonic Team? What do you want from me, game? Literally, what do you want from me? What the fuck? Try that. No. No, of course not. We could do that. No. No, of course not. What do you want? What do you want? Do you want my money? You already have my money, Sega. What do you want from me? Do you want my dignity? Yeah, the thing that's wrong with Sonic Team is that they keep giving you a line of cats on one end of the map and a line of mice on the other end. Couldn't put it better myself. You basically just summed up all of these puzzles so far. Well, except for this gay and stupid maze, which was really fun. Now what? Five panels to work with, which kind of scares me. Could do that. Could turn this into a firing squad more than it already is. Could also do the same kind of like that. Like, come on. Like, come on. Oh, even that's not fast. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, that's fast enough. Okay, so we've learned something, at least. That doesn't help. Woohoo. Okay. I'm getting somewhere, Now what? I only have the one right arrow. Well, Sega, I gotta say, you gave me something I've literally never seen in my life. Like, anything like this. That is not a compliment. This is... Okay, sure. But now I can't get out. I kind of need this open space. And I can only get it if I do... that. Which doesn't work without letting a cat into the space with the rocket. If it were up to me, I would call this one chess. Because it is. Now, if only I had any pieces that could move diagonally, this wouldn't be so bad. Yeah, that doesn't help. Only one right arrow. It's fucking me up more than I thought it would. In order to maintain the integrity of the mice before the cats get here, I kind of have to split them up. I have two options for doing so, one of which is to put an up arrow, and one of which is to put a right arrow in the corner. In both cases, I am using a precious resource, because I only have so many of these things. We're moving on. Again. We're gonna try, we're gonna try this. Holes. We're gonna holes. I'm sure having a whole lot of fun. I only have one down arrow, which is not nice. Wow. Wow. This is a hot fucking mess. This is some fucking garbage. I mean, that at least does something. Just doesn't do a lot. It buys some time, that's really all it does. No, that... Okay, that gives me something else to work with. Damn it, the timing's all wrong now. And that's just too bad. Oh! I finally understand what's going on here. It took me a little too long. Imagine a line of cats that just goes... like a river of cats. There's a river in this puzzle, and it just goes down there, around here, back up, warps back around, and then just does like this. And so the goal here is to cross the river. Okay, I can rest easy about like half of these cats now. That helps me put things into perspective. It took surprisingly long for me to figure that out. If we cross it that way, though, that's... So basically, this is Frogger, if you think about it. Everything is Frogger, if you think about it. And as everyone knows, we love thinking on this stream. Overthinking. Horribly. Ah, so close! So close, so close, so close. Nice to me! So close. Okay, okay. Less panicking, more doing. There's no real getting through there. Change the timing a little bit. I can change the timing a little bit. It's not enough. Oh, it's not enough. It's so close, though. God damn it. Do 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 do. We just have to cross this one part of the river. Just this one. It's a little tiny bitty bit. It can be done. Just a little bitty bit. That doesn't work, but does this? No. That's not it. Unless this is it. And this... God damn you. So close, I'm so close, chat. I'm so fucking close. No way, no. Where did that guy come from? Oh, no. Oh, I see the problem. Oh, fucking Christ, you can't do this to me. This cat eats this arrow, or these two cats eat this arrow, and so this cat doesn't get stuck in the river. And we need this guy stuck in the river. gotta make sure everybody gets on the river like they're supposed to. And then... Wait a sec, that's an odd thing to be left with. It's so close. It is frustratingly close. Just barely not enough time. Just barely. What else can down and left get me? I mean but that doesn't help. That's basically the right way to do it. I feel like I'm so close to this one, I really want to try and figure it out. And that's how they get you. God. Just making sure I understand everything I'm doing here. Okay? I might be closer now. Closer. Unfortunately, that's all it is closer. So close, but only just. The other thing I could do is try to cross this way. Through 2 lanes of the river. Which just doesn't work. There's just too many cats that appear at that exact moment. Well, one gets through, actually. Oh no, so goddamn close. If I could delay it for just a little longer. Just cross the river. Just cross the river. easy. Just cross the river. Just cross the river. Yeah, I have to manage those two cats or they become an issue. So we just cross the river. Just do it. Just cross the goddamn river. Why don't you just cross the river? Just do it. Oh my god, this sucks. The timing just doesn't work for anything I'm doing. I have one final dastardly idea, and it's probably not. It really requires way too many arrows, but I'll give it a look. And you miss, which is not what we want. This sucks. So my brilliant plan was to try and put all the cats in the river down into holes, and that does not appear to be working because they're crisscrossing each other in both directions and not really reaching the river before the mice can reach them. Or not really reaching the hole before the mice can reach the river. I'm short on ideas for this one. That's crazy. That's just fucking crazy. So here is 3. The only character I can understand in this is 3. Ow. And yes, indeed, we three mice will survive. I wasn't even trying! Sure. Whatever. This looks a little like a certain puzzle that I was struggling with a bit ago and hated. Three! So true. So very true. These guys here. And then these two here. And then I can't get in. God damn it. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. I hate this. This sucks. Okay. So in order to get in here, what exactly do I need? I don't think I can get in here without a right arrow. But I use my only right arrow here to get around this hole. There's a fucking hole. Another thing I could do is get the cats out. But then I can't get in. Like, what does this want me to do? There are so many mice moving in so many directions. I actually cannot parse everything that this is asking me to do. This isn't like the other one, Panic, where you're kind of corralling the mice together by quad, by 2x2 diagonal here. This doesn't work like that. This kind of does something completely of its own unique structure that suctures. This is insane. This is insane. This is more than my tiny little brain can handle, like, genuinely. I thought I had something going trying to go around the back, but the back only gives you the one right arrow, and you need the right arrow to get in, and you need the right arrow to get around the pit. So, that doesn't work. This back way just takes you directly into a pit, so fuck you. And the only way in at that point is to go left. You know, because that's such a wonderful idea. I'm really not sure what this wants of me. To be completely honest with you. This does not make any sense. It takes a left to get in through the sucky way, through the river of cats. It takes 2 rights to get in the back way, and we don't have 2 rights. We could use this wall if it didn't make us turn, you know, clockwise into the hole. And outside of that, I'm not seeing a way into the back way without using a right arrow. I have no patience for this one. You are too dastardly for me. What now? Okay, so both ways out of jail involve passing through cats. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could do that. The fact that it takes the cats so long to go through these little cubby holes on the outside of the jail is probably going to be required as a timing mechanism. And once I get out of here, I can't really direct the mouse without being incredibly cheeky about it. I would have to really be smart about up and downs like this. And even then, there's another cat directly in the way after it. Like, it's... I only have ups and downs, actually, I just realized. Like, I could do that. Doesn't really do much. A way I could swing this would be to get ahead of the cats. So that's my first idea for a strategy. I don't know how I would accomplish that, though. Just run into the back of them. This isn't enough to take out all the cats. In fact, there's only exactly 2 left. Three of them get picked up by that, 3 of them get picked up by that, and then there's exactly 2 left. This feels important somehow? Oh! That's surprisingly close. Fuck you. Fuck off. That's so close. That's so close. It's right there. It's right there. This is bullshit. I mean, I could do the same thing there, but it doesn't really help. Because I can't get out. This is the closest it gets, and the timing is just slightly wrong. Enormously slight. Frustratingly close. Impossibly precise. The Sonic team does it again. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. That's completely the inverse. It's so close! It's so frustratingly close! It gets all the cats out of the way, and then you just run right to the rocket, and boom, time's up. Fuck you. If I had even one more down arrow to work with, this would be solved. One more arrow, period. And so the question becomes, how do I get one? Aha! Nailed it! Christ almighty. And what, pray tell, is this shit? Okay, so how am I supposed to delay the cat when the mice are so fast? That's question number one. That really is so fast. Once again, frustratingly so. We're trying to get the cat out before the mice can reach. An impossible task. But it must be possible. We have 4 arrows to work with. If it was just that simple, we'd have 2. What are the other 2 arrows for? Got an up and down, presumably for manipulating the cat, and then an up and a left. Which is very... I mean, look, the other thing we could do is try to get the mice into one of these upper or lower rockets of the hourglass shape. I don't think that accomplishes anything, though. But it's an idea. We can't rule it out. I could get the mice stuck forever. You know, that's a lovely idea. But hey, at least nobody dies except of starvation. You know what I appreciate? Daylight savings time. It's already 7 o'clock. And it's still light out. My depression is cured. Do you want dumplings for dinner? They fixed the menu I'm buying. Yes, please. Just 1 dumplings and some egg drop soup. Thank you. Stream fuel. Well, hold on now, hold on. That got pretty damn close. Problem is that it lets the cat out in the wrong direction. The only problem is that he's facing the wrong way. That doesn't help either, though. Cursed alive. What else? We've got this octagonal shape. Oh, it's Pac-Man Championship Edition! I see 3 open rockets. Maybe even just 2. Yeah, there's no way into that one in the top right. I see 2 open rockets. It's this one, which we need a left to get into and can't. And this one, which means that's the answer. We have to get through both rivers of cats to get there? We have to get through both rivers of cats to get there. by being stupid about it. Now, what do I do about the other river of cats? That is the real question. I actually can't manipulate them at all, really. I can manipulate one or the other. That's what this boils down to. And if I can manipulate one but not the other, then I have my answer. I had my answer. And it was lost. Hmm. Three ups and a right. I feel like this is doable. Well, obviously. But I feel like this is doable by a human being. Something about this seems extremely possible. Extremely viable. Extremely... What the fuck am I doing? There's only one hole, and it's right there, and it's not long enough for all 4 mice to get in, unless... Unless... we split them up. Yeah, splitting them up feels right. But then what? That still doesn't change the fact that this first set of mice here is having trouble getting in on time. It still doesn't change the fact that it's a huge struggle to redirect the cats like that. That actually works surprisingly well. Hey. Oh, shit. Is the point to delay the inevitable as long as humanly possible? Oh my. Why does that work? Why does that work so well? That is so close. Both sets are so close. Frustratingly close. Sonic Team are fucking bastards for this one. So the mice get split up into 2 groups. The only way I have with which to do that is an up arrow. Splitting them up here sends them this way by necessity. There is no other way to do it. And this is the only way to get them to go up into the chute. Chute. I could let them go around the long way, but it doesn't accomplish anything. And then I still don't have anything left with which to work with these guys. So that's not it. Come on. Come on. Come the fuck on. Hey, did you see that? Okay, I have my answer. It's this column we have to manipulate, because watch this group of 2 mice. Perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. Boom, boom. There's only one reason that would happen, and that is because it was designed. Ugh. But then how do I get the cats out? That's pretty much the only way. And that doesn't... So close. It's so close. I mean, I could do that. It would suck. Wait, shit. If I do this, and it goes around through here, it's gonna turn clockwise here, and go the wrong way. So that's not it. I don't need to do that at all. I just realized it'll get through just fine. So they're gonna split up. One's gonna take the left path, and one's gonna take the right path. And the right path is gonna lead in with perfect timing if I do it just like this. I just gotta figure out the guys that go down the left path, which ends up being the right group. I need to not think about this too much. Need to pass right through here, and they will. Just need to get these guys to... Oh, that's so dangerous. But what else do I even do? Because... yeah. Does this even work? Yes, it would work. I'm going to loop back around this way, and then... the fact that there's only a right arrow to work with is really painful. Really, really difficult. A left arrow would have made more sense of things to my tiny little human brain. Well, hold on. How would I know this? close. It's pretty close. I could reverse the direction of the cats, but that doesn't really accomplish much. I could also just not manipulate the cats at all and just try to buy time. Which doesn't seem to be working super well, unfortunately. But you can see, those mice just passed through those cats. No problem. But the second set of cats, that was trouble. You know, oddly enough, reversing them doesn't change the timing of when the mice reach them. Well, maybe it does. It does. What on God's green earth is this puzzle? What am I even supposed to do after that? Like, I can get them through here. It doesn't accomplish anything. Oh my God, did you just see that? I have 2 up arrows. I don't know what to do with them. This is an endless loop for these 2 mice if I don't do something about it. But it's so... Yes! Chad, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, that's the most satisfied I've ever felt completing a ChuChu Rocket puzzle. That was fantastic. That is one of my favorites I have ever done. Holy shit! And there's more still. What is this? What is this nonsense? What? Okay. So the goal is to ensure that all of the cats are wrangled enough to get through here, I think. These mice arrive sooner, and these mice arrive later, which means this one arrow here is correct. They get stuck over here right as these start to arrive, which is perfect. So that's correct. I know that one for a fact. And what of you assholes? I only have so many arrows to work with is the problem here. It's kind of frustrating how few it is. These fights are kind of staggered at the beginning. And then all the ones after that are not. And I have to wonder if there's some trick about that somehow. It's this cat that's fucking things up right now, by the way. Like, I could do that, and then it's just one thing at a time until it's all over. You know? It just it's forever. Fuck you, it's forever. And then I've got 2 entire rows that I can't do anything about. And that just won't do. And another thing I could do is ensure everybody gets in like that. But that's where these cats come in. These cool cats. And I don't have enough arrows for this. Just plainly do not have enough arrows for this. So we know that one for a fact. So far. Pretty sure we need the... I don't need this one, actually. I do need this one. They turn clockwise here. So that's something I was missing before. I'm 1 arrow short. Like, consistently. This is some cat wrangling bullshit. And there's another question I have about all this, and it's the possibility that we could just do this anyway. But I need that left arrow, and that's the only way to get these in, so I don't think that's gonna go good, huh? Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overcomplicate it. But that's not enough. need another down arrow. That's what I need. And I don't have that, and it would still only buy me so much time. I really don't have the patience for cat wrangling, is what I'm learning. Some of these are a little too much. Speaking of which, this is almost assuredly just cat Ugh. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Hell of a thing you've created here, Sega. Hell of a thing. I just don't have patience for this kind of thing right now. That's the sad truth. Like, there are too many variables at play here. The solution to this one is not self-evident. It's too much. And what's this shit? "11 left arrows." Where's that guy come from? Here? This guy? Okay. I have to put a left arrow here to get this cat out, and that immediately means I can't get this cat into this rocket, or this one, very easily. Turn right. Turn right. It's nice to receive left arrows when ChuChu's always turn right, aka clockwise. But then how am I supposed to get in? I'm not supposed to get... Chat, I just figured out what I'm supposed to do and why there's a whole bunch of cats down here in the bottom right. Motherfucker! You cannot possibly be serious. There is a gap in this wall. You have to get through here. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what I'm supposed to do with this guy. That's the problem. Like, I could put him in a hole, and then the next mice to come in is going to go straight into that hole. Have an idea. It could work. It will work. It didn't work. Arrgh! No! No, 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 no. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Not like this. It's so close to working. It's so close to working. Right, I need that. Oh, god damn it. Don't know why I thought that would do anything. I was hoping to pass through the cat as the warp goes around, as the mouse goes around through here. Using that invulnerability trick? Hi, William Frog! Yeah, this is DLC levels made by Sonic Team, which means they're all very difficult. And this is the last of the DLC levels that Sonic Team specifically made. And these have all been evil. This is, of course, probably the evilest one, or at least the most complex. We are putting up with a lot of factors here, such as, it's all bullshit. It's literally all bullshit. I don't know if you can tell, just by looking at it. What I'm currently trying to attempt to do, is that when mice and cats wrap around at the same time, there's a Pac-Man-esque mechanic where they don't run into each other, so I am trying to take advantage of that invulnerability window to pass through a cat as we get through here. This is something that we have used in previous puzzles in this set already, so it is a necessary trick. I think this puzzle requires it, I just don't know how to get it to cooperate. If I can get it to cooperate. Presumably I could get it to cooperate. I have a lot of left arrows available to me, and I'm not using them to their full potential. I don't like that. Hey, wait a second. Hey, wait a second. I don't have to use the trick if I can, just get the mouse onto a slightly different path. And this would work. But it just barely misses. So what's the only thing that would... What is something I could do to make this last even just slightly longer? Even just a tiny bit longer. Only just a tiny bit longer. And then I think I'm home free. Bypass the cat by going around it as it comes out. Delay the timing. Can I delay the timing further? Is the question. I don't see an easy way to do it. I'm sure it could be done. Well... There's also another way I could play this. Which is to use the modified timing to actually take advantage of the iframes. But I'm not getting lucky with that kind of timing. In fact, it's seeming rather unlikely. As in, I think they timed this on purpose so that that would not be possible. Because I seem to be stopped either half a block before or half a block after, and the cats do travel slower than the mice. So I think the only chance I have is to go around it. I have so many left arrows available to me. I'm definitely cheesing something for it to be that easy. It should not be that easy. You know? Something is wrong if I'm not using all of the arrows. That is one of the tricks here. It should not be that easy, says person who is still struggling. Okay, you're right, but stop being right. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. Holy shit! What does it take? What does it take? What does it take to get in? Takes both of these. Does it take a third one? I don't think that's going to work. No. Another thing I could try is this. That's close. Could also try that. That doesn't do anything. This might. No, that doesn't. This might. No. Well, it gets closer than I thought it would, actually. Whoops. It's there, right? Yes. Did I just have to get in? Did I just have to sneak in? Just have to sneak in. Just. I say as if it would be the easiest thing in the world. But obviously it isn't. Slight timing differences on practically everything. Every step up to this point having something slightly wrong with it. There are really like 5 million ways I could try to time this. And all of them kinda suck. Sure is thoughtful puzzling and not trial and error guesswork. I mean, kind of the point of this game is that you can try and fail. You can see your solutions in action. I don't think there's anything wrong with that part of it specifically, but you are right that this trying to solve this puzzle feels more like guesswork and timing than anything else. This series is no stranger to that, though. Unfortunately. And it just gets so close, too. I mean, look, I could bunch up all the cats into a single line. And then it becomes impossible. See, isn't that fun? Are you not entertained? Which one of these do we... Definitely need that one. What about this? God, it gets so close. We could just try that. That just reverses it. Timing on that sucks. And it's just all the same thing. Motherfucker. I mean, hey, I'm at least down to only one left arrow left. You've got to be shitting me. Hey, Apmu, good to see ya. Welcome to the stream. This sucks. We're on the last of Sonic Team's DLC levels, and they suck. They suck shit. I don't know why Sega thought this was a good idea. Anyway. Everything's normal, everything's fine. I hate how close this is. I really hate how close this is. That's not even close. Just walk past the cats. Just walk past. Just don't get hit. Just be better than it. Rise above. What am I doing with my life? This is so close, though. It really is so close. Everything after this is just slight timing differences. Slight timing differences that may or may not work out. And at the rate we're going, probably won't work out. Ugh. True to form, though, it does seem to be using every single left arrow. Like, I suppose I shouldn't be shocked. Ugh. So that reverses it, which is distinctly not helpful. That's so close. All to wrap around through a little hole in the wall into the rocket, by the way, because there is no other way to into any other rocket, by the way. Have you tried not having arrows in the cat room? If you don't have arrows in the... where was that? It was here. If you don't have arrows in the cat room, it is a full-ass loop. There is no way in there. You have to make a way. That is the intent of the puzzle. Why am I doing the same thing again? And expecting different results. God, it's just slightly... Just slightly wrong. Just slightly wrong. Only slightly wrong. It is a new and different timing. We've discovered a new trick. It probably won't help, but it's at least a start. This does feel more open than the alternative. I know I've tried this before, but I need to see it again. That's what happens. Is once again extremely enormously frustrating just how close this is. And I have 2 arrows left, which means this must not be it, right? Get there a little sooner. Doesn't seem to help. It's all about timing. It's all about timing. Buying the exact right time to get the exact right cycles. And as far as that goes, this ain't it, Chief. Can you move the problem mouse left immediately? There is a wall here. The mouse will turn right to go clockwise and run into these 4 cats that are going in a loop around the outside. Good catch, but not quite it. Speaking of which, this rocket over here, I have to put a left arrow here to turn the cat around. By the way, the trick here with this is the cat will turn left to hit this wall, and then when the cat hits a wall, it will turn clockwise to then go straight up. So it's basically a quick U-turn. I have to have this here, though, or the cat's gonna go straight in the rocket and lose. Unfortunately, that also means this mouse cannot get into this rocket because this is in the way. Christ alive. You know, it's a good thing I didn't promise to solve all of these tonight. We've only gotten through half of the DLC stages anyway, which is crazy. It's been 3.5 hours. I thought we would have gotten through both sets by now. Not even close. There's going to be a part 3. Can you void the rocket-facing cat? You mean this one? How many stages are there? Okay, so there's the base 100 stages. We've done all of those. That was part 1. This is part 2. We're doing the DLC. There are 25 stages per set of DLC, and there are 2 sets of DLC. This is the first one. This one's officially released by Sonic Team. The second set of DLC was part of a magazine, and I'll do my research before next stream, apparently, because there is apparently going to be a part 3 of this. I'm shocked, really. But I think my highlight of the night was solving that other one. See, the one thing that tells me I'm on the right track with this bullshit is that I've used all my arrows. Not only have I used all my arrows, but I've used them all in places that make sense. And pretty much in only the places that they could be played, for the most part. Other than timing. Timing could change any of these. And that's about it. But at that point, it's kind of trial and error. Like everybody's been saying. There's surely a smarter solution to this than this. Actually, I don't know if there's a smarter solution to this than this. It's kind of the problem I'm having, is that I don't see a smarter way. All the left arrows are used to manage timing, or take care of immediate threats. And that's it. Sounds like dinner just got here, so... I gave myself till dinner. I gave this one a fair shake. Good God, it's tough. I might come back and try to solve the rest of these that I didn't get to. It seems I solved about half of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A little over half. I solved 60% of them. So that's not bad. Only 10 of them stumped me. This is still my crowning achievement solve of the night, though. So, next time, because apparently there's going to be a next time, we're going to do the rest of the DLC, the other pack that was just found recently, and I am going to set my expectations accordingly that 25 puzzles is going to last me a very long time. And if it doesn't last me a long time, we'll come back to this first set and try to solve the rest of them that I didn't get to. Apple says, ChuChu Rocket, more like, poo-poo suck it? Yeah, poo-poo suck it. Thank you, Marissa. That's the only way to end this, is to say, God, those puzzles sucked. Poo-poo suck it. Watch as it's literally impossible and we're here forever. You know, considering these were DLC puzzles, I didn't see anywhere if there were solutions for these that were already written, like FAQs or whatever. I suppose I could look into that. I'm not just going to look up the solutions to them, of course. I'm going to do like... I'm going to do like I did with the ones I couldn't solve last time and try to solve them on my own, on my own time. I've been looking for solutions, I haven't found any. Okay, well there you go. Seems the DLC is just not worth documenting in that way, I guess. Alright, well thanks for watching, everyone. Especially like to shout out Orchid for resubscribing for 14 months now. That's crazy. Oh wait, no, 18 months. 14 months in a row. That's crazy. So, outside of that, thank you all for watching. We'll do more ChuChu Rocket soon. We'll start Paper Mario Color Splash soon also. And do a bunch of other random shit in the meantime. So, hope you're looking forward to it. Thanks for stopping by, even if Apple got here late. Amazing comedic timing, yes, of course. We'll see you next time.
Hello, Gene. My husband and I love you. Vacation at Duke World, perhaps.